Hello, this is part 2 to that video. All right, so the music, the songs, the lyrics. When Louis says, "Oh, when the saints," the choir then repeats, "When the saints." Then he says, "Go marching in," and then they say, "Marching in." Okay, so this is all part of the vision, the download that I got, all boom, simultaneously. This is not just me making it up, looking for things, because I don't usually interpret songs this deeply, and I hardly ever use numerology, but all this stuff was just like, there's this and there's this, and I saw the numbers added together, and I mean, it was crazy, all the things in my brain. Okay, so Louis, in this case, Louis Armstrong, is the starseed, probably was a starseed, and he leads by singing the song first, by saying the words first, okay? And then the repetition is the spiritual learning and understanding of those who are now awakened because of his influence. Because every starseed light worker that influences other people to wake up, right? It's free will based on the people who want to wake up. The only people who want to wake up will wake up. But that person has to lead. And then, like, the magic happens, right? From that person who wants to wake up, then is affected by that. And that person who's learning kind of repeats that information back. And because he goes, "Oh, when the saints," and then they say, "When the saints." Like, okay, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm starting to get it, I'm starting to pick it up, right? I'm following in these spiritual footsteps, is essentially what it is. It's sung in waves. You know, the music goes, "Oh, when the saints go marching in." It's like very much a wave. Like, you can feel it. I could see it. I could see the waves, and I could feel it in my body at the same time. Wow. My eyes started to twitch. So much energy. Of course, now it stops. It's sung in waves to match the waves of awakenings. And in this part of the chorus, there are 3 waves. And isn't it funny that Dolores Cannon wrote a book called The 3 Waves of Volunteers? If you have not read that book, I highly recommend that you go read it if you're interested in all this stuff, because it's real good. It's really good. Okay, Dolores Cannon, The 3 Waves of Volunteers. Okay, it's going to help you understand New Earth stuff and starseeds, light workers, the whole thing. Okay. The origin of the song, I had to look this up, and I go, oh my God. And I got, like, it was almost nauseating in a good way, if that makes sense. How much more information came through when I looked up the origin of this. I got, like, more downloads and more hits just from seeing this one little thing. It was like, oh, and we're remembering this, and we're remembering this, and that's how downloads work. Okay. So the origin of this song, the "Oh, when the Saints," is not originally from Louis Armstrong, but the origin of the actual song was a funeral dirge in New Orleans for their jazz traditions, okay? Funeral, like a funeral march song, okay, from New Orleans. It's not a coincidence that this song is a funeral march song, because it's about the death of a life. Because your new life will always cost you your old one. How often do we say that in spirituality? And it's freaking true. Your new life will always cost you your old one. So this is not about a physical death, but this is about a death of self, waking up and having a rebirth into, like, your new self, right? Your new connection. Okay. Freaking love that it was a funeral march, because of course it freaking was. Okay. Now, the traditional interpretation, this is where it gets crazy, and I love it. The traditional interpretation is that it's about the faithful entering heaven. It's very religious, okay? Like song, very religious song. Okay. It means more than that, and here's what I heard. It means more than that. We've grown up enough at this point to realize the full meaning. And I go, do tell. So I literally wrote meaning with a colon. And I was like, go on to my guy. I mean, you can see the messy writing. I wrote meaning with the colon. Go on. The desire of the volunteer souls, starseeds, to arouse the dormant aspects of one's true self, reminding them of who they truly are. I know it is. That's what the song is about. I'll read it again. This song is not about the faithful entering heaven. This is, yet again, another facet of spirituality that religion took and said, hey, we're changing the meaning and we're taking all the heart out of it. Essentially is what it is, okay? The meaning is, Oh, when the saints go marching in, this is the desire of the volunteer souls. The volunteer souls are the saints. I'm not calling them saints. I'm just saying that's how they're represented in the song, okay? Because by comparison, somebody who is awake does look like a saint to somebody who's not awake. I'm not saying that one's better or worse than the other. I'm just saying by comparison, that's what it looks like, okay? So, the desire of the volunteer soul, starseeds, to arouse the dormant aspects of one's true self, reminding them of who they truly are. It's like turning the light on so they can see that their higher self has been there all along. I love that. I love how Spirit worded that. Okay. This is, they go on to say, my guides, this is one representation of the Siren song of starseeds. I was like, shut up right now. The Siren song of starseeds, that opened up a whole can that I'm going to have to get into in other videos. It was wild. And I go, okay, here we go. We're just going at it hard after this holiday break. Okay. The Siren song of starseeds. I freaking love that alliteration. Okay. The sirens, you guys know the mythology about sirens, the singers who in the ocean who would lure sailors to their death. Wasn't about luring sailors to their death. It was about bringing them to awareness. So sirens bring people to awareness, but that tale of the sirens is told through the eyes of someone who is asleep. So they think that their friends have just disappeared when really they've evolved and shed the 3D skin, so they no longer freaking recognize them. You guys, they no longer freaking recognize them as the same person. So it's like a what's the word I'm looking for, guys? It's like a spiritual awakening. It's like a death of self. It's like a death of your fake self, if that makes sense, right? The facade that you've put on, that you've created before you knew who your true self was. It's the death of that, right? Okay, crazy. Freaking Siren Song of Starseeds. I freaking love that so much. If somebody ends up writing a song called Siren Song of Starseeds, tag me in it. I want to know, because I love that phrase. Okay. The second, then after those words that I just went over, there's a second musical interlude. Okay. There's 3 altogether, because of course there are, because of patterns. Everything is freaking connected in this whole universe, you guys. And that's the point of this video. Everything is connected. And this is just more proof about everything is connected. So in the second musical interlude, it's at 59 seconds, and it goes into 1 minute 18 seconds. Okay, so getting back to the numerology, 59 seconds, you add the 5 and the 9, which gets 14, then you add them again together, right? You have to add them till they become single digits or a master number, and master numbers are 11, 12, 22, 33, okay? So if you get one of those numbers, you don't add them together again for a single digit. But when we get 5 plus 9 is 14, okay? And then 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay. 5 is all about freedom, change, personal growth with balance of physical and the spiritual. Okay. That's what we're doing now with all these awakenings. Okay. That's what we're doing now. That's the second interlude. We are helping people wake up. This is all about gaining freedom because we're in the age of the freaking oligarchs, okay? This is about changing, personal growth, not focusing on the world, growing in here so then we all can change, and balance of the physical and spiritual because we're waking up. And then if you go to the 118, that is 1 plus 1 plus 8 is 10, and that equals 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. And that's all about new beginnings. Okay, that's number 1 is all about new beginnings. Also, it's 19 seconds from the 59 to the 118, and 19 also adds up to 1. 1 plus 0, which is 10, equals 1. Anyway, new beginnings. So we start about freedom, we end at new beginnings. Then the next chorus, Louis says, now when the saints, and the next people say, or the choir says, when the saints, okay, we do that again. That's 3 more waves, but it's happening now. The first word is now when the saints. That's happening now. We are entering the second wave now, okay? Then there's a third musical section from 136 to 238. 136 equals 10, which equals 1, and that is, again, we are experiencing our new beginnings. And then 238 is 13, which equals 4 when you add the 3 and the 1 together, and 4 is all about stability, foundation, order of the physical world, also the 4 corners of the earth coming together and harmony and balance. Listen, numbers, these numbers also correspond with tarot cards, like the cards, how they're numbered in the deck, and in sacred geometry. There's so much, but my God, I've already talked for like 20 minutes. So let me know what you think. This is an incredible vision, and I will answer as many questions as I can. This is where we are. This is what's happening right now. We are the saints that are marching in. Let's do it.